bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na! MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na! Yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na, yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na. MPBL na, yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na, yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL, Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Bawat bayan ay sumasaya kapag may labay nagkakaisa. Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao, basketball na. Ang bawat labay pinaghahandaan, kaya yumayanig ang bakbakan. Todo suporta ang lahat sa kanya-kanyang kupunan. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na. MPBL na, yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na, yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Ang bawat laban ay nakakakaba dahil sa husay ng bawat isa. Sigawan ay yumayanig kapag nag 3 points na. Bawat bayay di patatalo, buong barangay ay suportado. Kahit ano ang mangyari, sama-sama tayo. Basketball na muna tayo, iwasan na ang mga bisyo. Sports ang laging iisipin, sa droga ay huwag paalipin. Buong bansa'y magsama-sama. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, MPBL na. MPBL na, yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. MPBL na, yan ang liga ng bawat Pilipino. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao. Sa Luzon, sa Visayas at Mindanao.
Historic city of San Juan. For Saturday triple header earlier, we had the Nueva Ecija Rice Vanguards winning against the Negros Muscovados. Para sa ating pangalawang laro, there will be a lot of former FEU Tamaraos featured here, but the two main guys that we will be watching para sa laro na to is Ino Comboy going up against his junior in the FEU seniors team. Ito si LJ Gonzalez. Certainly going to be a great matchup at the guard spot for this matchup between the Abra Weavers and the Quezon Huskers. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, to everybody watching on MPTV Channel 98 on Signal, Satellite Channel 53 on the Pilipinas Live app, as well as on our Facebook and YouTube channels. This is Javi Palanya alongside Coach Juanito Gregorio. Miss Jan Llanes is at courtside. Now, Juanito, itong Quezon, wala pang talo. 15-0. What do you think has been the main reason for their success?
Well, it's really the culture, the team basketball, and really the trust they have in each other. And of course, you also have to commend the fourth quarter end game. Of course, led by LJ Gonzalez and Judel Fuentes.
Yeah, those two guys have been certainly amazing for them this entire season. Pero itong Abra naman, alam naman natin that they have the tools to be able to pin this first loss on the Quezon Huskers for today. How are you liking their chances for this evening?
You know, this is going to be a very good matchup. This is a team na nag-iinit pa lang. Itong Abra, they have been able to really play well, especially after the addition of a lot of players para dito sa Weavers, and in that last game they were able to win by as much as 32 points in Paula Mindoro.
Yeah, that was a dominant start para sa kanila. Well, Bulacan was able to get the lead early in the game, 10-7, pero napako ang Bulacan sa 12 points. That's when Abra started their run, and they never looked back after that. They led by as much as 36 points in that game, and 14 out of the 15 players fielded in by Coach Yong Garcia were able to score. Ang hindi lang nakascore dun, si Paul Desiderio pa.
Everything really went the way para dito sa Abra Weavers. All of their game plan really worked. 45% in the field goals, 12 3-pointers made, plus 20 rebounds, plus 19 fast break points. That's why they were able to get a very big 32-point lead in Paula Mindoro in that last week, in that last win.
That three-point shot has really been kind to them the past few games. Well, one of the guys that have really helped them in that department has been Ino Comboy, who had 21 points on 7 out of 13 shooting from the great beyond against the Bulacan Cuyas. 18 of those 21 coming in the first half.
They were able to make 12 3-pointers in that last game, 7 of which is coming from one guy, which is Ino Comboy, and he was really one of the guys who stepped up. That's why eventually they were able to get that big lead at tuloy-tuloy na to para sa Abra Weavers in getting that win.
And you know what I like about Comboy? I was having a small chat with him before the game is, sabi ko, alam mo yung itsura mo nung high school, ganyan pa rin hanggang ngayon eh. At you know, he has always been very humble despite the success that he's had in his professional career. Dako naman tayo sa kabilang panig. Let's talk about the last game of the Quezon Huskers against the Quezon City Toda Action. This was a game where Quezon City was leading for the entire match almost until the 7-minute mark of the fourth quarter. That's only when Quezon was able to get the lead. So Quezon City had the lead for exactly 33 minutes and 28 seconds hanggang sa bumulusok ang Quezon Huskers.
On that fourth quarter, it was really amazing, led by LJ Gonzalez and also Jodel Fuentes. They were able to get a run, eventually getting that win in that last game. But they were able to take care of the basketball much efficiently. Minus 10 turnovers, points in the paint plus 12, fast break points. They were also able to run. But against Abra, this is a team that cannot start slow because Abra will be able to maximize on whatever wrongdoings Quezon will be doing.
Well, you already mentioned Jodel Fuentes and LJ Gonzalez, but also another guy that really stepped up big time para sa Quezon Huskers sa laro ngayon was Jason Opiso, coming on over from the Marikina Shoemasters. Has not really been able to produce the same kind of numbers that he had last year, but in this game against Quezon City, big 24 points para sa kanya. No? Very efficient, 10 out of 12 from the field.
Oh, he was able to play a lot of possessions. That 4 possession, that 5 possession. Nahirapan ng Quezon City to really maximize on the versatility nitong si Jason Opiso, and he was able to show out in that ballgame. 24 points, 10 out of 12. That is very efficient para dito kay Jason.
Well, his versatility along with the other guys like Gab Banal will certainly be needed once again here against a very loaded Abra Weavers squad na I'm very sure is hoping to get Quezon their first loss of the season. Punta na tayo kay Richard Tapos for the start of this game.
This is Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 6 presented by Extreme. Here are the starters, beginning with the Abra Weavers. Playing center number 15, GP Faundo. At guard number 3, Ino Comboy. One guard number 8, Roy Sumang. At forward number 9, John Lloyd Clemente. Power forward number 15, the Iron Claw, Mike Cañete. The head coach is Yong Garcia. Assistant coaches Denok Miranda, Jonathan Banal, Don Uro, and Mon Meresen. The team owner is Kong Mayor J.B. Bernos. Now the starting 5 for Quezon Huskers. Forward number 77, Gab Banal. At guard number 29, Alvin Abundo. Center number 24, RJ Minerva. At forward number 5, Simon Sandagon. Starting at guard number 10, Lucena Honorable Mayor Mark Alcala. The head coach is Eric Gonzalez. Assistant coaches Richard Dixon, Nash Rosella, Ed De La Torre, Luis Nolasco, Jonathan De Guzman, and Jeric Tang. Team manager, attorney Don Capunan. The team owners are Governor Doc Helen Don.
Starting 5 of this game brought to you by New Star Max. Win to the max. Roy Sumang and Ino Comboy in the backcourt para sa Abra Weavers, joined by GP Faundo, Mike Cañete, and JLC John Lloyd Clemente in the front court. Sa kabilang panig naman, it's Alvin Abundo, Mayor Mark Alcala, RJ Minerva, Simon Sandagon, and Gab Banal. Now, LJ Gonzalez to start the game para dito kay Coach Eric Gonzalez. Coach Eric has tweaked his starting lineup throughout this season. Wala masyadong concrete starting lineup para sa kanya this entire 15-game run that they've had so far.
He makes all the teams think what his starting 5 will be. Sometimes Judel's there, sometimes LJ is there. And today, he will be starting a little bit different. No LJ and Judel to start the ball game.
But Gab Banal will return to the starting lineup to have at least one scorer in that starting 5 of theirs. Pero para sa unang possession, it will go to the Abra Weavers. Sumang kicks it out. Clemente from downtown. That's short. Rebound tracked down by the Iron Claw, Mike Cañete.
I like that nickname, the Iron Claw.
Cañete, fall-away jumper, wala. GP Faundo turns and shoots, wala rin. The Huskers into their front court. Banal puts the ball on the deck. No looks to RJ Minerva. Still a lot of time on that shot clock. Abundo takes it from downtown, no good. Sandagon the offensive rebound. So both teams able to get on the offensive glass early here. Ang diferensya lang, nakascore ang Quezon there courtesy of Simon Sandagon.
Are both very active on the offensive rebounding. This is going to be a very exciting matchup between Faundo and Sandagon. And early on, Quezon will be playing a zone here.
That's very interesting considering that Abra has been so successful in shooting the three-point shot the past few games.
Especially with this 5. They have Comboy, Clemente, and Cañete right away. So tignan natin kung ano. Oh, very quick adjustment right away. All of a sudden, they're playing man here.
And that forces Abra into a turnover.
That's actually the game plan of Coach Eric right here. Make the offense and defense of Abra think. So a lot of different adjustments. Ang bibilis. You don't have your usual starting 5. You play a zone, automatically you play a man. So talagang mabilis ang adjustments para dito sa Quezon Huskers.
You know what's interesting para dito sa Quezon? You know, despite the 15-game win streak that they've had, still unbeaten. You look at their wins, and not a lot of them are blowouts. Most of them are actually close games.
Yes. These are games where they really had to fight for their wins. So these are not games na talagang tinambakan nila ang kalaban. Not a lot of blowout games para dito sa Quezon. So you know that this is a team that can finish the job in the fourth quarter.
Alvin Abundo scoring on the other side for the Huskers. 4-0 early on. Faundo fails to get Abra on the board. Abundo, sort of a homecoming para sa kanya tonight, playing here at the Philoel Ecoel Center. Longtime member of the San Juan Knights, ito si Alvin Abundo. But it was RJ Minerva getting the basket there. 6-0 start here for the Quezon Huskers.
Quezon Huskers really playing very quick here to start the ball game. You see here the dribble drive offense. Handoff by Abundo to Minerva. And an open lane for him to get the 6-0 run.
Changing hands right there. RJ Minerva before falling down to the ground. Timeout dito para kay Coach Yong Garcia. 2 minutes ang nakakalipas dito sa ating first quarter.
Kayo ay nanonood pa rin po ng Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Ako po si Gianna Llanes at bilang isang pageant girl, pinag-usapan actually namin ni Coach Yong Garcia ng Abra Weavers ang recent big win ng Abra sa Binibining Pilipinas. Kwento nga niya na ito ay umpisa pa lang ng winning year ng Abra Province. Sabi niya dahil ito daw ang unang taon na may Abra Weavers dito sa MPBL, doble ang kanilang preparation for every game para hindi talaga ma-disappoint ang kanilang supporters. For this match daw, they really focused on footwork on defense so that they don't have any missteps. He even said that he is considering this to be a knockout game. Si Neil Tolentino ay hindi makakalaro para sa Abra ngayon because of a sprained ankle. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, G. Well, here so far early in this game, Abra still yet to get on the score sheet. Before that shot by Mike Cañete, they were 0 out of 5 from the field.
There was better ball rotation para dito sa Abra in that last sequence. That's why they were able to call a timeout.
Weavers are currently on a 2-game win streak after their 6-game winning streak was snapped by Davao a couple of games back. Gabanal trapped right there on the left side. Weavers are currently number 5 in the Northern Division, where it certainly has been very crowded. Take a look at this fast break of the game brought to you by New Star Max. Win to the max. Gabanal leaving it para kay Alvin Abundo. That was the first basket of this game between Quezon and Abra. Abundo finds Alcala. Mayor Mark Alcala, scoop shot. Gets his own miss, tip in, no good. Sandagon is there for the offensive board. Overshoots the mark and Faundo gets a defensive board para dito sa Abra.
That's actually a good drive coming from Mayor Mark Alcala. Just could not get that soft finish.
Comboy with the basketball. Gives it up to Roy Sumang. Sumang goes one-on-one against Alcala. Into the lane, puts it up and in. Roy Sumang.
We saw that he had an advantage in terms of speed against Mayor Mark Alcala. Wanted that ISO and really trooping over using that speed.
What do you think is stopping Roy Sumang from achieving the same kind of form that he had when he was starting in the PBA and when he was in UE?
Well, parang gusto niya ngayon yung team basketball concept. He is actually creating a lot more for his team rather than scoring. He was known as a scorer throughout his whole career, but he's been passing a lot more para dito sa Abra. But you know, every time he is needed to score, just like the last play, Roy Sumang can still be able to provide that scoring touch.
Mababa nga ang kanyang mga numero in terms of scoring. 6.3 points lang kada laro sa ating season as GP Faundo gets the 2 points there for the Weavers. Abundo off to a good start offensively.
Not the usual scorer para dito sa Quezon Huskers, but Alvin Abundo has been extra aggressive to start this ballgame.
Ang inaasahan nga natin na pumuntos para dito sa Quezon, di pa nakakakamada dito si Gab Banal. Still scoreless in this game. Sandagon fakes out GP Faundo and gets it to go with the left hand. That's a great matchup at the 5 spot, GP Faundo against Simon Sandagon.
Very, very agile big men. But you know, if there's one guy that we can give a most improved award on, Simon Sandagon did not start his career this way para sa Quezon Huskers, but proved everybody through hard work that he is now one of the best big men in the league, doing it both offensively and defensively for the Huskers.
This 3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Alvin Abundo adding on to his total, so he's scoring both inside and outside, helping the Huskers to the 7-point advantage as we approach the halfway point of the first quarter. Pumasok na dito si June Manzo, Alfred Batino in marquee para kay Coach Yong Garcia. JLC gets the screen from Batino. Batino against Cannon. Series of moves. Hook shot is short. Yeah, Banal may tangan ng bola dito. Banal puts it up. And, oh, that's offensive interference. That ball was already sliding inside.
That was gonna go in para kay Gab Banal. Not the best decisions galing dito kay Simon Sandagon, but he's quick to say sorry to his teammate. Watch that again. Off the drive, medyo nag-bounce lang. Nanggigil lang si Simon Sandagon on that putback.
I actually thought it was gonna be a bit strong off the glass. Pero ang ganda ng tansya ni Gab Banal eh. And that's one thing that Simon continues to try and work on, no, throughout these games that he's playing here in the MPBL. It's his decision making, especially on those kinds of plays.
But you know, he continues to improve. What's scary about Simon Sandagon is that this is not his ceiling yet. And a lot more growth ang pwede para dito kay Simon.
Another stop for the Huskers. LJ Gonzalez is in the game along with Jason Opiso and Cyrus Torres, as well as Judel Fuentes and Lander Cannon. So, platoon substitution para dito kay Coach Eric Gonzalez. Unfortunately, they could not score on that last possession.
Fresh 5 as well para dito sa Abra.
Pumasok na rin niya si Paul Desiderio para dito sa Weavers along with Joseph Sedorifa. Pinalitan si John Lloyd Clemente at si Ino Comboy.
This is going to be a very good 2-on-2 matchup between Manzo Desiderio against Gonzalez and Fuentes. Look at Paul trying to deny Judel Fuentes right away on that full court. Pero magiging double foul to galing kay Judel sa kay Paul Desiderio.
I cannot remember the last time that Paul Desiderio actually was given an assignment on the top or one of the top offensive players of the opposing team squad.
I think he's very underrated in terms of his defense. Better known for his scoring and rebounding. But Paul has the physicality and size to actually defend against very good scorers. So hindi lang masyadong napapansin ang depensa nito ni Paul Desiderio.
This is going to be big. Coach Yong Garcia, Coach Denok Miranda already on the floor, giving a piece of their mind to our officials. Let's take a look at what happened. There's the miss coming from Cyrus Torres. Oh, Marky, that's a push against Jason Opiso.
So hard to box out the energy of the bigs nitong Quezon Huskers. You have Opiso, Sandagon, Minerva, Cannon. Not the tallest guys, but their activity is just too much. Kaya hirap na hirap i-box out kung sino man ang kalaban nitong Quezon Huskers.
And you would think that Will Gozom certainly left a gaping hole in that front line para sa kanila. But what's good about Quezon, correct me if I'm wrong, Juanito, those big men that Will Gozom left in the rotation, they're helping out in different ways by committee.
You know, as they were saying, I was talking to one of the coaching staff, their culture is next man up. So when one is injured, the other needs to be able to step up right away. And that is the culture being brought in by Coach Eric Gonzalez.
Di pa rin gumagalaw ang ating score dito. This could perhaps move the box score, but Manzo could not hit from the outside. It's going to stay with the Weavers with a fresh 14 on their shot clock.
Abra has been having a hard time attacking that basketball, so they are relying on their outside shots. But so far, wala pang pumapasok para dito sa Weavers.
0 out of 4 from the great beyond so far here in the first quarter are the Abra Weavers.
It's going to be muscle on muscle. It's going to be Cannon versus Batino. But now they'll be adding more muscle in Batino versus Saitanan.
Nawala nga yung Will Gozum, pero gusto ko naman yung mga pumalit. Yung dami, tsaka yung quality ng big men.
You know, this could have been more fun if the Bringas brothers would be playing today's ball game.
Jesse Saitanon might actually be the long-lost brother of the Bringas brothers.
Actually, pwede, no?
Diba?
Pwede.
Kamukha eh.
Baka pinsan.
Baka. Alam mo, try nga natin tanongin mamaya.
Wait, you know, the Bringas brothers are here. They're just not, I think, sorry, only RV Bringas is here. But I don't see Tonton in the venue. They would not be playing in today's ball game.
Gonzalez with a rock. Opiso, that's his shot. That's money para kay Jason Opiso.
Oh, that's money para kay Jason Opiso. You're right, Javi. This guy, every time he's open on the mid-range, no old school gaming. Automatic 2 para kay Jason.
Rose to fame with that kind of shot for Marikina last year. That's an errant pass. Unfortunately, para sa Quezon, Saitanan will be called for the push against Alfred Batino.
They've been trying to create for the inside itong Abra Weavers, but they have been denied that access Batino has not been able to get the ball a lot here.
So Dorifa inbounds to Marquis. This is a handful para kay Jason Opiso. Let's see how the living legend of the MPBL will work this. That's a basket and one para kay Marquis.
What experience. He was just trying to feel Jason Opiso sa dalawa. Jason Opiso trying to bump out. He just knew, ikot na ako. And sumabit si Jason Opiso for that foul and the bucket. Just pure veteran experience galing dito kay Marquis.
Just using feeling. Ito si Marquis.
Kahit nakatalikod, walang problema para dito kay Marquis.
Imagine, at this age, still averaging those kinds of numbers. 13 points per game, 9.3 rebounds, almost 78% from the field.
Testament to how he takes care of his body itong si Marquis.
LJ Gonzalez gets the screen from Saitanan on top. Kicks it out to an FE comrade inside of Torres. Misfiring from the outside. A lot of pushing, a lot of shoving, especially when that ball goes up. We've been seeing a lot of loose ball fouls here in the first quarter.
Can't believe we're still in the first quarter.
Yeah.
With how physical we've been playing this.
The next foul will put the Weavers in the penalty. Quezon is already over the limit.
40 seconds on the shot clock.
Saitanan working against Alfred Batino. Saitanan will try to back Batino down. Still a lot of time on that shot clock. Could have made one more pass outside, but decided that he was going to take it for himself and drew the foul on Alfred Batino.
Minsan nagigigil talaga itong mga players. They really want to be able to feel each other out. Saitanan wanted that post game. And Batino wanted to show, you can't score against me. Sumobra lang sa gigil itong si Alfred Batino, forcing a foul there.
Saitanan coming out of the Mapua program in the NCAA. Still have value for these kinds of bigs, even if the game has really quickened in this day and age. Pero sa laro natin dito sa MPBL, especially with the likes of Pampanga, Nueva Ecija, Pangasinan, having all those traditional post-up big men. With these squads like Quezon and Abra, you also have to load up on these kinds of players yourself.
Yes, definitely. You always need someone who will play physical against all the other bigs. You have Justin Baltasar, you have Wilma Caloni. So kailangan mo ng mga pangtapat sa mga players na to. And those are the roles of Jesse Saitanan, Alfred Batino, and all the other guys.
Marquis, such a treat to watch. Another simple shot on the post. One-hander. Galing kay Marquis. Pito pa rin ang kalamangan dito ng Quezon. No-look pass. Fuentes to Opiso. This time on the other side of the floor. Second basket of the game for Jason Opiso.
Papiso-piso lang si Jason Opiso. That is so easy for Jason Opiso. It's so hard to defend him. He shoots the ball all the way up top his head.
Ang kuwang-kuha niya yung pulso niya eh. Very controlled when he goes up. A steal by LJ Gonzalez. One of the leaders in steals per game this season. Ito si LJ. Decided to forego his years of eligibility in FEU. He's actually going up against his former head coach, Abra assistant coach Denok Miranda.
Very interesting because Cyrus Torres as well is going up against his former head coach in Denok Miranda.
There's a technical foul called on Coach Yong Garcia for the second infraction of unsportsmanlike behavior. Bigyan na siya ng warning kanina eh.
He's not been liking the calls so far here in the first quarter. Both teams have been playing very physical, and he feels that the referees have been going the side of the black. So let's see what adjustments he has for his team here.
And take a look at that last play.
Well, that's a push. That's a
Definitely
push.
a push, yeah.
Kay Jun Manzo.
And this might be a problem for Abra if this keeps going on. They shouldn't be moved by the calls here early in the game, especially with the kind of things that it brings para sa Quezon Huskers. It gives them extra free throws and it gives them more time to set up their offense.
Emotions should not be a part. You have to be able to play the game the right way. And so far, emotions are getting the best out of Abra here. This is not the way the Weavers play. This is not the type of basketball that got them all the way up to the number 5 position. So they just have to regain the way they play.
Grabe no, imagine number 5 lang yung Abra sa North.
And all of us, and well, to be fair with them, they started number 11.
Oh yeah.
Right? They struggled early out in the season. We thought that they were not going to be able to enter the playoffs. All of a sudden, nag-inet itong Abra Weavers.
Batino, follow-away jumper, difficult look. Made easy right there by Alfred Batino.
So that's the kind of shots he got from his 3x3 experience.
Fuentes tried to get it to land their cannon. Good thing Opiso was there to recover. Fuentes against two white shirts. Lagrama in the game for the first time para dito sa Quezon. Cyrus Torres, corner pocket 3. That's money para kay Cyrus Torres.
That was already good defense being played by the Abra Weavers. Just a little late on the closeout on the corner shooter. 20 seconds of good defense, just 1 second of no defense. That's a 3 for Cyrus.
3-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Pangalawang tres na yun para sa Quezon. Desiderio decides to go for the outside shot. Rebound to Opiso, saves it to Lagrama, who gets it to Fuentes. 2 seconds left. Fuentes. Oh my goodness!
My goodness!
Near the logo, Jodel Fuentes.
That was off balance. Late to see the clock. But Jodel Fuentes just too talented. Just too talented getting that 3 to end the quarter.
Remarkable shot. Very impressive coming from Jodel Fuentes. And look how nonchalant he was.
That's really good defense from June Manzer right in front, off balance. Too easy for Jodel.
Look at the way he launched that shot. Almost like a regular jumper, except for the fact that he leaned in a bit to get a little bit of power on that shot. But wow, what a way to end such a great first quarter here for the Quezon Huskers. They're up by 16, 28-12. This score brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX. Check out our fan of the game brought to you by Jiki Skin. Isa sa mga nagagandahang dilag dito sa loob ng PhilOil Eco Oil Center in San Juan City, the home of your Knights. They will be facing Quezon City Toda Action later on at 8 o'clock p.m. But for now, we witness the matchup between the still unbeaten Quezon Huskers and the Abra Weavers, number 5 in the Northern Division. Jodel Fuentes scored only 12 points against Quezon City, but 10 of those coming in the fourth quarter. He really took over that fourth period after Quezon City was up almost the entire game.
One of the best closers in the league today, Jodel Fuentes. Every time he enters the fourth quarter, it's just a different kind of ball game para kay Jodel. And we saw that in that last game. 10 big points for Jodel.
Oh, Sandagon getting the step on his defender and finishing inside.
Marquis frustrated in that last play. No help side coming from any Weaver. Too easy para kay Simon Sandagon.
Abra shot 6 out of 19 from the field in the first quarter, while Quezon was at 10 out of 18. That's 31% compared to 55%. Manzo kicks it out to Sedorifa. Marquis has a smaller Lagrama on him. Decides to kick it out. Desiderio, top of the circle 3. That's money para kay Paul Desiderio.
That's the first 3 of Abra here in today's ball game. That's going to be very crucial because it can start a 3-point shooting barrage para dito sa Weavers.
1 out of 8 to be exact. Itong Abra sa laro na to. Coming from the outside. Good effort right there coming from Manzo and Marquis. As you take a look at this 3-point shot brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. That's a bullseye para dito kay Paul Desiderio. 13 seconds to shoot here for the Huskers. Jodel Fuentes actually also in some sort of homecoming here. This was his home for a season.
Yes.
Dito sa ating liga where he started his career with the San Juan Knights. Desiderio, back-to-back hits from downtown, and that puts Abra just down by 12 right now. This is 30-18.
This is a guy that if he wants it, he gets it. You see the connection from June Manzo to Paul Desiderio. He knew that he wanted that shot. Told June right away. June looking for his friend. And that's going to be an easy three para dito kay Paul Desiderio. 2 quick threes to cut the lead to 12.
We are still here at the Phil Oil Eco Oil Arena in San Juan for the MPBL. Now the only undefeated team in the MPBL. Coach Eric remains humble and shares na he actually still thinks the Huskers are not as strong as defending champions Pampanga. In his words, when Pampanga plays, they massacre their opponents in terms of scoring. Sila naman daw ay palaging close games, adding until the last 2 minutes, it is uncertain who will win. Pero sana daw, hindi na yun mangyayari ngayon. Si LJ Gonzalez ay hindi daw nakapractice the past few days with the team due to injury, so he is playing with precaution today. But as we see, nagbabalik si Alvin Abundo. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much, G. Yeah, well, Alvin Abundo was sidelined in that game against Quezon City to give way to Nino Ibanez, who, as Coach Eric mentioned to me in that match, wanted to give playing time to Nino Ibanez to fully incorporate him into the scheme of things para dito sa Quezon Huskers. Mayor Mark Alcala short from the outside. Lagrama with the offensive rebound. Minerva onto the left side, back to Mayor Mark. Minerva, short roll, tried to give it to his buddy Simon Sandagon underneath, intercepted by the Weavers. Manzo, floater, no good. Sandagon with the board. Lagrama now directing traffic. What a pass inside to RJ Minerva.
Wow! He was pointing at Mayor Mark Alcala, but he knew where RJ Minerva was exactly at. And that was a perfect pass coming from Topeng Lagrama.
Such a thing of beauty coming from the homegrown player of the Quezon Huskers. Lagrama now guarding June Manzo. Interesting matchup at the point guard position. Manzo gives it up. Cañete to beat the shot clock. No good. Manzo tried to go for it. Some contact there between him and Gab Banal, pero walang pito ang ating mga referees except for signaling that it will be out of bounds in favor of the Abra Weavers. Take a look at this play of the game. Remarkable pass coming from Topeng Lagrama, finding RJ Minerva. That's our play of the game coming from Suzuki.
At that point, and then going the separate direction. Pure talent galing dito kay Topeng.
Not just one of the best point guards in the league, but also one of the most entertaining.
Yes. And the most beloved sa Quezon. Every time he's entered into the ball game sa Quezon, hiyawan agad ng fans. Hindi pa nagdidribble. For sure, probably the most famous player in Quezon.
Balik na dito sa laro. Itong si Roy Sumang as well as Alfred Patino. And Ino Comboy. Cañete is back as well. Sherwin Concepcion, I think, playing for the first time here sa laro na to para sa Abra. Misses on the three-point shot. Abundo fakes the handoff. Abundo was off to a good start in the first period. Alcala kicks it out. Gab Banal, he loves that spot of the floor. Bullseye para kay Gab Banal.
That's why Gab Banal is so perfect in that dribble drive motion, because he can catch and shoot, and he has also improved his driving abilities, but he shows there whenever he has that space, he's going to take it and make it.
I was a former league MVP right there in Gab Banal, but Cañete getting the better of the frontline players of the Huskers, sticking that ball right back in. Kaso down pa sila dito ng 15, 35-20. Abundo on top. Alcala now against Comboy. Alcala puts the ball on the deck. Having trouble with that basketball. Bodies up his defender. Gets his own miss. Alcala kicks it out. A lot of contact there underneath. Minerva couldn't get it from the outside. Sumang Attacks middle. Kicks it out. Concepcion to Cañete. Drives inside. Cañete off the glass. Wala. Concepcion gets it to Sumang. Shot clock resets to 14 here for the Weavers.
No need to rush para dito sa Abra.
Batino has the heft advantage here against Sandagon, but Simon holding his own. Impressive defense. Gallant stand on that front for the Quezon Huskers.
Simon Sandagon really standing his ground against a much bigger and much heftier Alfred Batino.
And that's why it's not just the numbers that have improved here para dito kay Simon Sandagon, but also it's the things that he continues to give out of the box scores that have endeared him to Coach Eric Gonzalez and this Quezon franchise.
We also have to credit the coaching staff nitong Quezon Huskers for really giving him a lot of opportunities and a lot of touches itong si Simon Sandagon. Not even a name we heard of a lot in his days with FEU, but here he is really showing out in the MPBL.
Sandagon was only good for 6.8 points per game last season, as well as 4.9 rebounds. This year, Sandagon averaging 9.1 points, as well as grabbing almost the same number of rebounds at 5. But at a more efficient rate, 60% from the field para kay Simon Sandagon. Meanwhile, Roy Sumang able to get a foul off a Quezon Husker. First one is good para dito kay Roy Sumang.
Needs to be extra aggressive here. Roy Sumang has been playing a little slower, but he can see that he has a speed advantage. Malaki-laki ang lamang nito ni Roy Sumang.
Pero malaki pa rin nga ang kalamangan dito ng Quezon. Still a 15-point lead here, 37-22. Abundo at the controls here for the Huskers. Abra back in that zone. They go to the baseline. That was a skip pass to Sandagon. Abundo will not be shy. Doesn't get the roll. Cañete with the board. 3 rebounds in the game for Mike Cañete. Sumang crosses over Alcala. No look to Cañete. What a play there para sa Abra.
See you in the top 10 plays of the week. With a quick answer by Gabanal.
Well, Gabanal says, well, I don't care if you're in the top 10 plays as long as we stay ahead right now. We are up by 16, 40-24. That's the 5th three-pointer of this game para dito sa Quezon. A steal by the Huskers. Alcala and Opiso back down for them, and Opiso finishes the play.
Good pass coming from Mayor Mark Alcala, thinking that he was going to go for a shot. Dishes it off on the last second. And everything working on the side of the Huskers here. Watch that once again. 3 versus 1. Opiso to Alcala. Getting that pass to Jason Opiso back on that running lane. And they have extended this lead to 18.
That's our fast break of the game, brought to you by New Star Max. Win to the max. Already 10 fast break points in the game para dito sa Quezon Huskers. 4 minutes and 44 to go in the first half. Up next for the Quezon Huskers, they will be going up against the Pasay Voyagers at the Cuneta Astrodome on July 19. A week after that, Southern Division matchup against the South Cotabato Warriors. And on August 3, they will be going up against Ken Bono and the Mindoro Tamaraws. Huskers continue to remain undefeated here in the 6th season of the MPBL, 15-0. The only team without a loss so far at this point of the season.
Imo's already getting a win, so meron na tayong, lahat ng teams meron ng panalo, but on the other side of the spectrum, Quezon has yet to get a loss here.
And they're looking good here early on in this game. Up by 18, dominant showing so far para sa kanila. 57% from the field for Quezon, while Abra is only shooting 34%. Almost the same number of attempts. Isa lang ang naging diferensya nitong parehong koponan. But the makes have been +6 in favor of the Huskers.
The team basketball has been going the side of the Huskers. Everybody has been able to really step up against a strong team like Abra. On the side of Abra, someone has to be able to show out and be the leader of this squad.
Could it be Jun Manzo? He's missed his last 2 floaters. Abundo stopped in his tracks right there by the defense of Roy Suma. Chance to extend this lead further. Abundo in and out. Goes back to the post where he has been successful so far here in the first half. Alcala puts the ball on the deck, leaves it. Sandagon gets the bounce. Another left-hand finish para kay Simon Sandagon.
You know what I love about Simon Sandagon is that he knows where to put himself at whenever there is a slasher. The perfect finisher on that dribble drive motion with the Quezon Huskers.
This lead is now up to 20. Opiso threatening to extend it to 22, and he does. Opiso once again doing it on both ends of the floor.
Quezon has been doing a great job in reading those passing lanes and those dribbling lanes.
Sumang from the outside. Nobody else touching the basketball on that play para sa Abra.
What's scary about this is that they're doing it without LJ and Judel on the floor.
Who are now actually checking in back to the game. Look at Mayor Mark Alcala. What about Mayor Mark in this game? He has not really gone for a lot of outside shots, but he has been aggressive in trying to attack the basket.
He has not been able to get his baskets usually. He's not open. He has not been able to get that drive. So he is creating for his teammates here. Mayor Mark Alcala has been able to get some assists here, and those have been crucial for them to be able to get this 22-point lead.
A second unit back on the floor here para sa Quezon. Torres, Minerva, that Cyrus Torres connecting in the perimeter.
Cyrus Torres already one of the well-versed guys in terms of that dribble drive. Playing for Coach Nash, playing for Coach Denok, now playing for Coach Eric. Very comfortable in that system.
I'm sure Cyrus Torres going up against his former head coach here and Coach Denok Miranda, ang assistant coach ng Abra Weavers. Meron rin yan motivation to really play well.
You always want to prove something else if you're going up against your former head coach.
What do you like about Cyrus Torres from his time with FEU to now? How do you compare those 2 stints?
He is playing better defense. You know, he was better known as a guy who just shoots the 3. But now heading to the MPBL, he is now considered as one of the better 3 and D guys para dito sa Quezon.
Something that maybe he wasn't expecting to play. But Cyrus Torres continuing to show his prowess from the outside.
He made that stop, and then he made the 3. Exactly what we were talking about.
Right on cue, Cyrus Torres. This lead has ballooned to 27 points. The Abra Weavers searching for answers. Desiderio giving 3 of them right there.
One of the only guys in their offense who is making buckets para dito sa Abra Weavers, but all the other guys have been struggling in that offensive end.
Cannon near the elbow. Fuentes, corner pocket 3. Money once again. It's raining 3s para sa Quezon Huskers.
What else can we even say? That is not the best shot para dito kay Judel Fuentes. All the way in the corner, well defended, but pure talent, pure skill, pure confidence from Judel.
Desiderio picks up his dribble. Tiano Caballero is in the game for the first time for Coach Yong Garcia. Trying to look for a spark from his bench right now. Ito si Coach Yong. Batino short on the hook shot. Tries to go for the loose ball. Markey is down on the deck. That's a held ball. Possession arrow pointing the side of the white shirts.
Abra has really been struggling and looking for their shots here. Only 27 points, far from how they played against Bulacan, where Wendelino Comboy already had 4 or 5 3-pointers in the first half.
Yeah, he had 18 points total in the first 2 quarters. But take a look at this. Quezon pulling out LJ and Cyrus right away. I think they only played 2 minutes on the floor bago pinalitan ulit sila dito ni Domark Patiliano at Topeng Lagrama.
They're really limiting the minutes of LJ Gonzalez. Ayaw lang nila na nakaupo itong si LJ, but they want him to stay safe because he is not yet 100% with his injury. With Judel though, probably they just want him to be playing alongside LJ Gonzalez, but either way, everybody's playing terrific para dito sa Quezon Huskers.
And that's why they're up by this much, 53-27, 1 minute and change remaining sa ating first half. Missed there by Jesse Saitanan. Board Collard there by Marquis. Caballero turns the corner. Caballero against Lagrama. That's a push against Topeng.
I think this is the time where Abra really needs the energy of Tolentino, where this guy can make a change defensively, eventually get a lot of fast break opportunities para dito sa Weavers, but he is still nursing that ankle sprain if I'm not mistaken. So they need his services pretty soon para dito sa Abra Weavers.
Asiderio pops out. Caballero gets the basketball back. Batino to the basket. Another missed gimme right there para kay Alfred Batino. He has struggled here in the first half. Oh, Sandagon lost control of it a bit. Lagrama says, let's set this one up. Marami pa tayong oras sa ating shot clock. Lagrama, that tight handle. Gives it up. Saitanan from beyond the arc, no good. Another rebound here para kay Marquis. Look at how he gives himself up to try and get those loose balls. Unfortunately, di yun nakuha ni Keanu Caballero. That's another turnover here against Abra.
Marquis is the only one sacrificing his whole body para dito sa Abra Weavers alongside June Manzo. But all the other guys has to be able to put in a lot of heart. They are down by 27 big points here in the first half.
24 seconds remaining sa ating second quarter. We'll take a short break. A lot of guys stepping up para dito sa Quezon, but it's these three guys who have really been at the forefront of the Huskers attack tonight. Sandagon, Opiso, and Torres combining for 26 points, 26 out of the 54.
Not the usual scorers para dito sa Quezon Huskers, Sandagon, Opiso, and Torres. But every time they need to step up, every time they're given the opportunity, these guys are ready. And today, extra opportunity taken for these three guys. Fuentes and Gonzalez not 100%, no problem, says these three.
That's just credit to the type of culture that Quezon has built with this franchise. Everybody just hoping for the best for each other. Everybody trying to play for the betterment of their squad.
One of the better cultures here in the MPBL, itong Quezon Huskers.
Lagrama on top. 10-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Lagrama still has it. Lagrama, crossover, three-pointer on the way. No bounce. Still time here para sa Abra. Comboy against another former FEU Tamarao inside of Torres. Comboy overshoots the mark. Cañete, the offensive rebound. Cañete gets it in. Despite the numerous struggles for the Weavers, at least they get that one to go to close out the second quarter.
This might be a good way for them to be able to end this first half. Get that energy going from that two-point shot and eventually try and make a run to start the third quarter.
Oh, what a performance it has been para dito sa Quezon Huskers. Ahead right now, 54-21. Our halftime score brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball ending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX.
pa rin po tayo sa Phil Oil Eco Oil Arena para sa Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Ako po si Gianna Llanes at halftime na po ng ating second game of the day. It is between the Abra Weavers and the Quezon Huskers. The score is 54-29 in favor of Quezon. Kausapin naman po natin ang kanilang assistant coach na si Coach Jeric Teng. Coach Jeric, during your last game, you guys got the win in the fourth quarter. Ano yung ginawa niyong kakaiba para this time around naman, strong start kayo agad?
Binigyan lang namin ng emphasis sa how we start the game, sharing the ball. And kitang-kita naman, it's very evident that the players are sharing the ball. That's why we had a lot of open shots that we were able to make.
Right now, the Quezon Huskers are the only undefeated team here in the MPBL. How do you guys handle all of the pressures and expectations that come with that?
Siguro, how we look at things, we don't really look at our record. We just focus on our progress in every practice. We still train, work hard, we still practice hard so that coming the game, lahat ng scenarios nakita na namin.
And I'm sure a lot of the Quezon Huskers supporters are super proud of you guys right now. Sino ang gusto mong pasalamatan?
First of all, syempre binabati po namin ang aming mga team owners, si Governor Dr. Helen Tan, si Boss RD, si Congressman Attorney Mike Tan, si Doc Kim, si Doc Kate, syempre si Mayor Ralph Lim po, ang aming mga team owners na wala sawang sumusuporta sa team namin. Especially po ang mga Quezon Huskers fans, lahat po ng mga taga Quezon, grabe ang suporta. Kitang-kita naman po pag home court po namin at punong-puno at nag-aagawan pa po sa tickets. So maraming salamat po, kayo po ang lakas ng team namin. We will always do our very best to win each game. So sana suportahan nyo na kami ng tuloy-tuloy.
Maraming salamat as well to the assistant coach of the Quezon Huskers, Coach Jeric Teng. Magbabalik po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League.
Halftime now between the Quezon Huskers and the Abra Weavers. An absolute dominant performance so far from the league-leading Quezon Huskers, who are currently 15-0. 54-29 is the count. Live pa rin tayo dito sa Phil Oil Eco Oil Center in San Juan City. What has been the problem here for Abra, Bonito?
Well, you just look at the numbers itself. You look at the field goals. Abra has shot more, +4 attempts. But the efficiency, 58% compared to only 30% para dito sa Abra. 3-point shooting, 46% for Quezon, only 17 para dito sa Abra. Rebounding, +6 for Quezon. Fast break, +12 para din dito sa Quezon Huskers. Everything just going the side of the black and orange here in this ball game. That's why they are with a very comfortable 25-point lead entering the second half.
And would you say, Juanito, that body language is also a point of concern para dito sa Abra Weavers? I don't think that they showed definite body language to get a victory, at least in the first 2 quarters.
Yes, definitely. You actually saw that every time they were having a mistake, that not a lot were putting the heart into the ball game. You saw Marky actually dive for the ball. You saw June Manzo dive. But after these two, medyo kulang pa ang effort na nanggagaling dito sa Abra Weavers. But you know, Coach Yong Garcia is a very good motivator. You also have Coach Denok Miranda there. So I'm sure that they talked a lot here in the halftime huddle.
Well, let's see if they can overcome this huge advantage right now that is in front of them. Desiderio leading the way para sa kanila with 9 points. Cañete has 8. Yi and Sumang with 4 apiece. Samantalang sa kabilang panig naman, it's Simon Sandagon leading the way with 10 points. Opiso and Torres with 8 apiece. Alvin Abundo got off to a good start with 7 points. Can the Huskers sustain their dominant showing here in the second half, or will the Abra Weavers turn things around? That's a question we're going to wait the answer for here at the start of the third quarter. Is Savvy Palanya alongside Coach Juanito Gregorio and Ms. Gianna Llanes. Abundo, Gabanal, Mayor Mark Alcala, RJ Minerva, and Simon Sandagon starting here para dito sa Quezon, and Gabanal right off the bat getting a 3-pointer right away.
No cool off. After the second quarter, after the halftime break, all of a sudden, they're still red hot. Itong Quezon Huskers, first shot, first make right away.
Guatino getting a foul there against RJ Minerva. Abra going straight to him at that block. He's joined by Desiderio, Yi, Sedorifa, and itong si Roy Sumang to begin the second half para dito sa Abra Weavers. Desiderio inbounds to Yi. Yi hands off. Desiderio short on the jumper. Sedorifa is there for the offensive rebound, and he gets the basket plus the foul.
Very good activity by Joseph Sedorifa going for that offensive board. Paul Desiderio was trapped in the corner for the 3, but Sedorifa was there to save the day. Offensive rebound, foul, and the bucket para dito kay Joseph.
Oh, they're gonna need more and more of that, especially here. These first few minutes of the third quarter will be very crucial para sa kanila if they want to get back.
Oh, it's gonna tell the story of the ball game. So they have to be able to get a run already because they are down big here in the third quarter.
25 to be exact, 57-32. Alcala gets it to Minerva. Minerva 1-1 against Marky. The spin puts it up. Couldn't get that one to go. Sumang gets fouled there by Abundo. Smart move to stop the fast break. The Abra Weavers, I'm sure, will be trying to get points in a hurry here.
Just a little slow on the execution of Quezon Huskers in that last play.
Mabilis pa rin na naging palitan dito ni Coach Eric Gonzalez. Lander Cannon coming in the game para kay RJ Minerva. Guatino receives the handoff. Gets it to Sedorifa. Sedorifa gives it up to Yi. Desiderio doubled. Pulls out. Sedorifa down to Yi. Shot clock winding down. Marky still has it. Marky puts it up short. Rebound to Gabanal.
Terrific defense by Simon Sandagon. Was not tempted on any fake. Just put his hand up. Stayed firm. Good stop coming from Simon.
Grabe yung disiplina nila, no?
Yes.
Another possession here for the Huskers. Banal. Step to the right, three-pointer. That was halfway down, but Lander Cannon is there to get the offensive rebound. Alcala, his turn, and that will go. Mayor Mark Alcala from the outside.
Not the easiest three para dito kay Mayor Mark Alcala. Off the fake, off the step back. But that is the skill of Mayor Mark Alcala.
Already surpassing their three-point total from the last game. That's 9 three-pointers sa laro na to para sa Quezon Huskers. 9 out of 17. That's a percentage above 50%. The Batino putting points up on the board there for the Weavers. Solid screen set there by Lander Cannon. Tumba si Sedorifa. That's an offensive foul against Lander Cannon.
It's a good call by the referee. Lander Cannon was still not set on that screen. So opportunity para dito sa Abra. But let's watch that again right here. Lander Cannon off that pass. Fake, step back, three. Mayor Mark Alcala just too skilled.
Roy Sumang on the other side getting an end-one opportunity himself.
This actually just might be the most skilled in terms of scoring para sa Abra Weavers. You have Sumang, Desiderio, Batino, Yi, and Sidorifa. Everybody has the talent to score. The question is, can they do it as a team? Because the Quezon Huskers is just so disciplined defensively.
Sumang has not yet missed from the line. Until then, let's go to Miss Gianna Llanes.
Kwento ni Mayor Mark Alcala na being the leader of a city is actually very similar to being a leader on court. Sa pagiging isang mayor daw, natutunan niya kung paano mag-handle ng iba't ibang personalidad at ganun din dito sa Quezon Huskers. Mayor Mark shared when he does get a break from both roles, nagkukulong siya sa kwarto niya para makapagpahinga at nanonood siya ng videos ng kanyang favorite player na si Steph Curry. His inspiration in doing everything with humility. Back to you guys.
Thank you so much. Excellent report there coming from Miss Gianna Llanes. While Gianna was reporting, there was some action that developed between Gab Banal and Marky. Gab Banal was down for a bit on the floor.
You're going to review this, the referees.
Take a look at what happened there. Banal was asking for it. Si Sedorifa pala ang unang nakabantay.
On the box outplay, there was physicality there.
Alright, so si Sedorifa pala nakatama.
Yes.
Hindi pala si Marky. Alright, mali yung nakita ko.
Marky was just the one na sinasabing, relax lang tayo, laro lang tayo. Marky always one of the cool-headed ones.
Not even 3 minutes gone by here in the third quarter. Quezon continues to be on a roll. Their three-point shooting has been impeccable here in this game.
And once again, LJ Gonzalez coming off the bench. So when you thought na ubos na ang weapons nitong Quezon, LJ Gonzalez all of a sudden enters the ballgame.
Quezon has proven in this 15-game win streak that it's going to be a never-ending problem for any team that faces them for the entire duration of 40 minutes. Mark Yi gets a foul from Mayor Mark Alcala, who couldn't keep his hands off the cookie jar.
Medyo na-tempt lang itong si Mayor Mark Alcala in getting that steal off the blind side. Simon Sandagan was already doing a good job in forcing Marky into a bad situation.
This free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. So even the free throws have been a problem para dito sa Abra Weavers.
In that type of a ball game para dito sa Abra Weavers.
He was actually off to a good start. Scored on a couple of his baskets. Pero ngayon na lang ulit siya nakapuntos para dito sa Abra.
5.6 rebounds para dito kay Marky.
Alcala won't force it. Abra in that zone. Gonzalez gets by the initial defender. The help comes. They force the miss and Batino gets the board. Sedorifa. It's a screen from Batino. Almost lost it. Sedorifa recovers. Corner pocket three. Short galing kay Desiderio.
Not his comfort zone. That corner is not really the strength nitong si Paul Desiderio. More on the wing, more on the middle. But he was forced to shooting that wide open three.
Ano ba yung naging diferensya ng pag-shoot mula sa labas from the top and the wing compared to the corner?
Well, the corner is much more closer. So kung medyo malakas yung pulso mo, medyo yung shot mo is really a push shot or just really used to shooting from far angles. When you're shooting much closer, it tends to be awkward dahil mapapakontrol ka ngayon ng iyong tira. So guys like Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, you really have to give so much respect for these guys because wherever they are, it's almost an automatic three.
A calibration that they have on their shots, just remarkable. Just like what's been happening to Quezon here in this game. 10 out of 20 from three-point country. They're shooting 24 out of 44 overall. That's 54%. So 54% from the field and 50% from the outside. As a penalty na dito ang Quezon Huskers. Sedorifa getting treated, I think, for a gash on his face or on the side of his head.
Yes. Mukhang natamaan daw si Joseph Sedorifa.
So that's going to be a mandatory substitution. Dito ata natamaan si... Ayun, sapul. Sakit nun.
I'm sure nothing serious because he was able to recover here.
You know, Joseph Sedorifa is really tough as nails. Siguro nga di niya naramdaman eh. Nakita na lang eh. Desiderio also missing from the free throw line. Usually a good free throw shooter. Desiderio takes it for himself. Turnaround jumper is good.
There's one strike of Paul Desiderio. It's that fadeaway. Might be off balance, might be awkward, but he has trained that time and time again.
Desiderio coming out of the college ranks. Certainly one of the highly touted players coming out of the UAP because of the career that he built playing for the UP Fighting Maroons. Mayor Alcala leaning in for that floater.
We've been talking about the improvement of Simon Sandagon. Mayor Mark Alcala has had a big improvement here in the MPBL. We would never think that he would be this kind of a threat para dito sa Quezon Huskers, but this guy really worked on his game.
6.7 points ang kanyang average sa taon na to. It starts a lot of the games para kay Coach Eric Gonzalez, depending on him to be able to make shots, especially off the kickouts of guys like LJ Gonzalez. That was a pass coming from the former FEU Tamarao, and Mayor Mark Alcala, I think he just continues to add to his bag here. Usually last year, puro mga catch and shoot situations.
But he was already a shooter eh. So his shooting was already at an elite level. So now they respect his shooting. He added that pull-up jumper, that floater, and even that pass.
Desiderio is back at the charity stripe. 25 pa rin ang lamang dito ng Quezon, Juanito.
Actually take this time to greet ang kanilang pinaka-pogi na team manager, si Attorney Don Kapunan, who is watching from his home.
Happy birthday, Attorney.
Pinupogi na tong Quezon Huskers na team eh, pero ang pinaka-pogi pa rin ay ang kanilang team manager na si Attorney Don Kapunan.
Siyempre naman. Eh yung isang manager nila, manager pa tawag doon?
Hindi na, hayaan mo siya doon sa likod ng bench.
Yung driver mo?
Hayaan mo siya doon sa likod ng bench.
65-41, Gravera, bagong pasok sa laro na to. LJ Gonzalez was egging him on to shoot it. Oh, Jesse Saitanan finishing underneath.
We can make a video highlight of the assist of Mayor Mark Alcala today's ball game. That I think that's the third or fourth, but they have all been really good assists coming from Mayor Mark.
Actually, 5 na.
No, 5 already.
Kay Mayor Mark Alcala. Marky against Rodel Gravera. He has seen multiple coverages in this game, but has made sure to still get buckets. Ito si Marky.
So they can make the buckets. That's not a problem para sa Abra Weavers. The question is, can they make the stops?
Batino swatting that shot of LJ Gonzalez. The Weavers are on the run. Sumang leading the break. Sumang leans in. Excellent defense in the air by Judel Fuentes.
I've never actually noticed that he can actually defend up top. Itong si Judel Fuentes, more of a known scorer. But look at that pass by Mayor Mark Alcala, getting everybody up there. And on the other side, Marky, single post coverage, no problem. Fade away floater para dito kay Mark.
Cyrus Torres back in the game para dito sa Quezon Huskers along with RJ Minerva. Sherwin Concepcion is also inserted back in para dito sa Abra Weavers. John Lloyd Clemente as well as Mike Cañete. So a much younger crew on the floor here para sa kupunan ng Abra. Let's see how they do with it. Also a smaller 5 para sa kanila. Sumang barging in. Leaves it for Concepcion. That's an easy look para sa kanya.
Oh, I like this matchup. Roy Sumang versus LJ Gonzalez. Different eras of the UAAP. Yet one of the most athletic guards. So I'm gonna watch this matchup.
Halos pareho yung laro nila,
Yes.
no? And you know, they have that certain spunk to them that really catapulted them to fame and gave them success from the UAP all the way to where they are right now.
Look at the respect they have for each other. LJ Gonzalez fouling. Itong si Roy Sumang, but quick to help him up there. Watch this again. Roy Sumang. See, he has not lost a step.
Oh yeah, I was definitely about to say that. Despite battling through numerous injuries the past few years, Sumang continues to still have that speed.
It's more of just his focus inside the court. Kung ano yung gusto niyang bigyan. He's focusing more on passing the ball and creating for his teammates. But same speed, same athleticism, same skill for Roy Sumang.
Sumang will come out in favor of June Manzo. This lead is down to 20. Biggest lead of the game was at 27 para dito sa koponan ng Quezon. Minerva couldn't handle the pass there. And that's going to be a turnover laban dito sa Quezon. The Huskers have to be wary of this Abra squad. No lead could be safe against a loaded lineup like this. So much weapons, so much options. They're not going to run out. The only thing that's going to run out for them is the time on the game clock. 3 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. Comboy goes in, finish with the left, no good. Cañete, nobody boxing him out.
You know, they have to be careful. Abra has been making a mini run here in this quarter. They are leading dito sa third quarter, and slowly but surely they're trying to chip away from that lead.
20-13 ang tala dito sa ating third period in favor of the Weavers. Gravera, this could be big. Oh, that stops what could have been an impending run para dito sa Abra Weavers.
Any open shot is automatically a make para dito sa Quezon Huskers. This has been a very terrific three-point shooting ball game. 11 out of 21 para sa Huskers.
Oh, the Weavers struggling from that distance. 3 out of 19.
And this is a team that relies heavily itong Abra Weavers on that three-point line.
Mike Cañete right there cleaning up the mess, and here Fuentes setting up Rodel Gravera on that corner. And even the big men have been making shots from the outside. Imagine how deflating that is for an Abra squad that's been trying to get back from as much as 28 points down.
That hurts. That actually kills your confidence. If you're trying to make a run and then all of a sudden a team makes a three, and mas masakit doon, Gravera is not usually the guy making the threes para dito sa Quezon Huskers, yet he makes that wide open three. That really kills your confidence.
Patuloy ang mabilis na substitution pattern dito ni Coach Eric Gonzalez. Opiso and Matiliano will check back in. John Lloyd Clemente will come out para dito kay Coach Yong Garcia. Bumalik dito si Roy Sumang. Just a couple of minutes rest on the bench. 2 minuto na lang din ang nalilipas or ang natitira dito sa ating third quarter. Torres turns the corner, picks up his dribble. Minerva from the perimeter. Walang kahirap-hirap ang opensa dito para sa Quezon Huskers.
Anywhere, everywhere. Everything just working.
Cañete, Dex, Minerva, and scoring underneath without anybody in front of him.
Silent worker para dito sa Abra Weavers. 12 points and 6 rebounds para dito kay Mike Cañete. The question is, who can help out Mike in this ballgame?
The answer should be everybody else. These are guys with great resumes in their pro career.
Capable of carrying a team. Yet it's just that kind of a ball game para dito sa Abra Weavers.
Opiso lines up a three and makes it.
You know, nagkakatinginan na lang po kami ni Javi. Ubus na po kami ng adjectives. Because everything is just working on the side of the Quezon Huskers. Everybody's scoring. Everybody's getting a touch of that basketball. Those are not even the usual options para dito sa Quezon Huskers. Dying shot clock. No corner, no cutter. Jason Opiso, the last option. Still a make para dito kay Jason Opiso.
My goodness. G, I know you're listening. I'd like you to ask kung ano yung mga nakain nila today, itong Quezon Huskers. That may have something to do with the way they're shooting the ball.
They said a coconut. Ibang pagkain nila today. You know, we were talking about them. Usually a team that starts slow. Itong Quezon Huskers. But it's the total opposite in today's ball game. They started strong, yet they are still very consistent towards the last all the three quarters here.
Well, na-report na nga ni Gianna yan kanina in her conversation with Coach Eric Gonzalez that Coach Eric does know that most of their games have been close games, especially having slow starts. So right now, in this game, yung kanila naging focus was to make sure that they win convincingly.
And this is a statement game para sa Quezon Huskers because the teams that they blew out were not really playoff contention teams. But they are blowing out right now Abra, who is one of the hottest teams here in the MPBL. So props to Coach Eric, props to the management, props to the culture being brought in by the Quezon Huskers.
77-58, still a long way to climb here para dito sa Abra Weavers. The Huskers have put out every fire just like that. Jason Opiso, and the field goal percentage continues to rise here para sa Huskers. They're shooting above 56% in this game.
Jason Opiso is hurt here. I think he rolled his ankle on the landing there.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter.
Not a good sign for the Quezon Huskers to end the quarter. Jason Opiso is hurt here. Off that jump shot, meron na ata siyang paa na natapakan.
I think we're going to have to take a look at that in a bit. But the Huskers continue to assert their dominance here. Opiso continuing his stellar play now, despite going down with that apparent ankle roll at the end of the third quarter. Another big-time performance galing sa kanya after scoring 24 in their last game.
You know, it's one thing to score 13 points in 3 quarters, but to do it without a miss, 6 out of 6, very efficient from Jason Opiso, and this guy has been very complimentary to the offense of the Quezon Huskers.
And it's not like he has been attempting easy shots. Mahihirap rin yung mga tira niya eh. 79-58 ang ating score. This is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. Check out our fan of the game brought to you by Jinky Skin. Miss Almira Teng in attendance here at the Philoil Eco Oil Center. Kapatid ni Assistant Coach Jeric Teng.
Boss Jeric Teng?
Oo.
Kapatid ni Boss Jeron Teng?
Tama. And their squad looking good here as we enter the fourth quarter. They're still up by a huge margin, 79-58. 21 to be exact is the lead for the Quezon Huskers. June Manzo trying his best to try and chip away at this advantage.
Surprising enough, that is the first 2 points of June Manzo here in this ballgame.
Quarter scoring right there on your screen. Sunito Abra winning that third quarter by 4 points.
29-25. The scoring was very good para sa Abra in that last quarter, yet they were not able to get a lot of stops.
Still allowing Quezon to shoot more than 20 points.
Oh, Jason
Not
Opiso,
really a feat in itself.
Jason Opiso seems okay here.
Manzo taking matters into his own hands once again. That floater has not been kind to him tonight.
You know, that has been working the whole season from Davao all the way to Abra. That has been a game of June. But it's the worst night for him to get cold off the floater against the Quezon Huskers.
Opiso trying to find RJ Minerva inside. There's a foul against Sumang, who is trying to cover the bigger RJ Minerva inside the paint. Gabanal will check back in para kay Domark Matiliano. Si Domark Matiliano nga hindi pa nakakabutas dito sa laro na to.
And when we thought that Will Gozum was a very, very bad injury para dito sa Quezon Huskers. After that, we thought that they were gonna struggle. It seems like everything, they were ready. They were ready for everything that can happen para dito sa Quezon Huskers.
Lagrama free for three, in and out. And I think, you know, in terms of effort, I'm still seeing a better showing coming from the Quezon Huskers, even to this point.
No stopping para dito sa Quezon Huskers. That is the culture that the whole Quezon is bringing here in the MPBL.
Abra's gonna have to step it up in many ways. Lagrama with a shot clock winding down, dancing with Roy Sumang. Lagrama still has it. Turnaround jumper that's short. Ino Comboy tracks it down. Has the smaller Lagrama in front of him. Excellent swipe. What defense there by the smaller topping Lagrama. Lagrama now against Sedorifa. Hooks a pass to the corner. Minerva goes up. Is fouled. That's going to be 2 shots para kay RJ Minerva. I think he was hit hard there by Sedorifa.
He was hit on the back of his head there, but it was an accidental hit lang naman para dito kay RJ Minerva.
Marquis will get his second personal foul. That's also number 2 laban sa Abra here in the 4th quarter. Manzo will check back in. Kinuyog doon si RJ Minerva. Minerva currently with 8 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists sa laro na to.
No, usually a guy that really provides everything para dito sa Quezon Huskers. And once again, that kind of a ball game para dito kay RJ Minerva.
First miss from the free throw line as a team para dito sa Quezon Huskers. Now 5 out of 6. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is just the second game of your Saturday triple header here at the Philoil Eco Oil Center. Later on, we have the San Juan Knights defending their home floor against the Quezon City Toda Action party list. Now that game, maybe, you know, other people might not think of it as a game that could be close, but I think that could be a close game.
Quezon City has been playing well. Just really fumbled in the 4th quarter against the Quezon Huskers. But they were playing good for 33 minutes.
Gotta admire the way that Coach Egay Macaraya and Coach Bong Ramos has really transformed that squad. Not a lot of big names sa roster na yun, but they continue to compete.
Well, that's a very young team. Kaya gutom na gutom on every ball game. That's why it's going to be a very exciting ball game.
And in a season like this, as long as it is, it's important to have that hunger for the whole year.
Oh, yes.
Kasi pag mawala yan, other teams are really going to take advantage of it.
Alahanin natin, malaking game yun para sa Quezon City because they are at number 8 right now. And they still want to be able to be in that playoff contention area.
Actually, they slid down to number 10. They're 8 and 9 right now. It's Rizal who is at number 8. 9 and 8 sila. Ang Caloocan Batang Kakalo naman is 8 and 6.
But they're only 1 game behind ang number 8.
Definitely still a tight race for the top 8 spots in both divisions, might I say. This has been the most competitive season yet of the MPBL. Torres from the corner overshoots the mark. Sedorifa with the board. Very much possible still here for Abra. All is definitely not lost. This is just a 20-point advantage. But they're going to have to start doing things right here, right now. Not beginning with that bad shot missed by Roy Sumang. Gonzalez, nobody stopping the basketball.
So smooth para dito kay LJ Gonzalez. And to think, he is not 100% entering this ball game.
82-60, back up to 22. Marquis will go back to school here against RJ Minerva. The professor versus the teacher. And that time, the professor wins the matchup.
Marquis likes that single coverage, but he has been having a hard time against any individual dito sa Quezon Huskers. That time it was RJ Minerva. A few possessions ago, it was Simon Sandagon, as well as Lander Cannon. Everybody really challenging itong si Marquis on that post.
Oh, they're going to challenge that last foul call on Lander Cannon. So, the yellow light on now in front of Richard Tampos. We're going to take a short break. Pagbalik ang resulta ng ating Coaches Challenge.
challenge made by Quezon Huskers is unsuccessful. Foul on RJ Minerva.
It's an unsuccessful challenge para kay Coach Eric Gonzalez and the Quezon Huskers. Still definitely a foul there against Lander Cannon. Our referee, Seb Bingol, saying, Jay Castroverde rather, saying that there was contact on the hand. Years ago, the rule was the hand was a part of the ball, right? Pero FIBA rules already adjusted it.
I think it depends on if it affected the shooting motion nitong mga shooters. So that obviously really affected the shooting motion of Marquis.
This free throw brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Second free throw is good there para sa living legend ng MPBL na si Marquis. 20 pa rin ang kalamangan dito ng Quezon Huskers. 15-0, still undefeated, looking good to get win number 16 here against Abra. Those stops can definitely help the Weavers' cause here in trying to be the first tormentor of the Huskers this year. That has been money for them here in the second half. Desiderio against Cyrus Torres. Desiderio puts it up and in. Lead down to 18.
This is still a far game. 6 minutes is a lot of basketball. Quezon has to be able to play the same way they've been playing the past 3 quarters.
Cannon hammered by Marquis. That's just a good old veteran hard foul coming from the MPBL legend Marquis.
You know, we talked about the growth of Simon Sandagon. We talked about the growth of RJ Minerva. We even talked about the growth of Mayor Mark Alcala. And I think the next man up in that lineup is Lander Cannon. A guy who's usually more known just getting rebounds, setting screens. But now he is getting a lot more burn para dito sa Quezon Huskers. And that is just the culture being brought out by Quezon, not just here the Huskers, but even the junior MPBL. I want to give a shout out to the junior MPBL team because I think they've been playing well. They've been playing well as well. The 14 under, the 16 under, and the 18 under. And Quezon really starting out young. And I'm sure siguro in a few years, dadami na yung homegrown para dito sa Quezon Huskers.
I think that's always been the goal para sa kanila. And ang ganda nga nung ginagawa nila dyan because even the former players like Mark Pangilinan are still very much part of the Quezon grassroots program.
Even Robin Ronyo and Tomas Torres are helping out in the grassroots program. Even Jeric Teng is helping out as well. So, hindi na lang siya isang MPBL team. It's now a culture of basketball in the entirety of Quezon. And that is such good news because I'm sure all the other teams will be following through as well. Pampanga's been doing it for a long time now. Now Quezon's doing it, and I want, hopefully it becomes an MPBL culture of grassroots program.
Oh, well, we're certainly going to track the success of those grassroots program. We can only hope the best. Shout out to everybody part of that. Former Quezon Husker, Mark Pangilinan, Tomas Torres, Robin Ronyo, as well as Jeric Teng. All right, and now the newest member of our 1,000 points club, former league MVP, Gab Banal. If you ask me, that's a long time coming para dito kay Gab Banal. Glad that he's back here in the league to showcase his talents once more. Always nice to see a former MVP back in the fold. There he is getting the game ball from our beloved commissioner, Captain Marbel Kenneth Doremdes.
And doing it with this kind of ball game para sa Quezon Huskers. Just a terrific day. Masarap-sarap ang tulog nitong ni Gab Banal mamaya.
Well, let's see if they can hold this lead for the last 5 minutes and 46 of this match. Time running out here para dito sa Abra Weavers, but we've seen crazier things happen. So let's see how things shape up here in the final 5 minutes and 46 of this game. Manzo Sedorifa, Yi, Desiderio, and Batino. The 5 on the floor here for the Weavers. 20-5 in terms of fast break points sa laro na to. Plus 15 in that department are the Quezon Huskers. Marquis slipping, the ball coming out of his hands. Gives it up to Jun Manzo. Manzo inside, floats it up. Even those kinds of shots, di pumapasok para dito kay June Manzo. Fuentes, stop and pop. No good. Look at Gab Banal, re-energized after getting 1,000 points here in the league. Abundo trying to muscle his way past a wider Paul Desiderio. Gab Banal with one on the shot clock. That's short. That just might be the best defensive stop Abra has ever had in this game.
Rare turnover forced by Abra here in today's ball game. Not the best defensive day para kay Coach Yong Garcia and Coach Denok Miranda. I'm sure a lot will be talked about after this ball game.
And Coach Eric Gonzalez, you know, despite this lead, continues to be active on the sideline, making sure that his team does the right things on the floor, na sinusunod pa rin nila ang kanilang game plan. That's a level of excellence being demanded by Coach Eric Gonzalez sa kanyang mga players.
You can never stay happy here in this season. We are entering the halfway part of our season. So a lot more teams ang makakalaban nitong Quezon, and they want to be able to play the same way.
Roy Sumang and June Manzo wishing that they could play that kind of way every possession from now on. At least in this game, this lead is down to 17. Only the 5th three-pointer sa laro na to para sa Abra. Minerva being pressured hard there by Alfred Batino, and that's gonna be free throws para dito kay RJ Minerva. Sumang vacuuming in almost 3 defenders inside that shaded area that allowed the space that June Manzo needed to knock down that shot from the outside.
Abra will be playing something different here. They'll be putting in 3 point guards inside the court. Roy Sumang, June Manzo, and Keanu Caballero all inside the court together. They'll be putting Mike Cañete at the 5 and JLC at the 4. Very small ball para dito sa Abra. So I expect a lot of running and a lot of outside shooting para sa Weavers.
Let's see if that will certainly be true here for the last 4 minutes of this game. 14 out of 19 ng Abra galing sa ating charity stripe. Kanina pa po penalty sa quarter na to ang Quezon Huskers. Minerva will check out. Apiso checks back in. 85 to 67. Another opportunity to trim down this advantage. Caballero to the left side. Manzo stopping the ball movement here for Abra. Gets a screen from Cañete. Sandagon switches on to him. Sumang hops into the lane. Gets caught upstairs. That's going to be a foul. Laban dito sa Quezon.
Just a little late on the help because of Simon Sandagon, but he knew exactly what to do there. Wanted to get that block.
2 free throws, Roy Sumang.
First free throw now para kay Roy Sumang. First one is good. 85 to 68.
Not the worst ball games para dito kay Roy Sumang. 11 points and 6 assists for him today. A lot more scoring by him, but they needed him to put in more effort in the first half for this to be a close game.
2 for 2 para kay Roy Sumang. 85 to 69. Piso having trouble bringing it in. Oh, there's a foul. I thought it was a 5-second violation, but that could have been too fast.
June Manzo has been pulling itong si LJ Gonzalez. Good thing na nahuli na ng referee on that last second there.
It's quite a pity we actually haven't been able to witness an FEU versus FEU matchup on the floor. LJ Gonzalez has not been guarded by Ino Comboy, at least for the most part of this game. I think may instances dun sa first quarter na nagkabantayan sila.
Marami-raming FEU actually ang nasa both squads na to. You're right. Actually, on one side, you have Coach Denok Miranda, you have Ino Comboy, you have RV Bringas as well.
That's correct, yeah. LJ Gonzalez getting the second free throw as well. 6 points, 4 rebounds at 3 assists para dito kay LJ Gonzalez. Caballero. That's a screen from Cañete. Caballero pulls back, decides to go in. Cañete reverse is good.
you see the offensive prowess nitong Abra Weavers. No, everybody can really score para sa Weavers. Manzo has now been scoring, Sumang has now been scoring, Cañete, Desiderio and Marquis has chipped in as well. The problem has been defensively. They have not been able to get stops. Getting 87 points para dito sa Quezon Huskers is just too much.
Airball galing kay LJ Gonzalez, recovered by Simon Sandagon. Is it gonna stay? Yeah, it's gonna stay with the San Miguel, or with the Quezon Huskers. This is the play of the game brought to you by Suzuki. Cañete on the reverse right there. And the Abra Weavers will be challenging that last out-of-bounds play.
Oh, they really want to push it this fourth quarter.
Well, they still have 3 minutes and 20 to do that. 87-71. Coach Yong Garcia trying his absolute best to try and make this comeback. We'll be back for a short break.
The challenge made by Abra Weavers is successful.
Successful challenge para dito kay Coach Yong Garcia and the Abra Weavers. So they will get possession here. Tingnan natin ang ating replay. There was a missed shot by LJ Gonzalez, and then the battle for the rebound between Cañete and Sandagon.
It's a good challenge by Coach Yong.
Roy Sumang has been instrumental in this short comeback by the Abra Weavers. Jun Manzo trying to get in on the party as well. 8 points in the game para sa kanya. 13 na lang ang lamang dito ng Quezon.
Oh, don't look now, this is a ball game.
A lead was as high as 28 for Quezon. And don't look now, it is just 11. 87-76. We are having a ball game here.
This three-point guard rotation of Coach Yong Garcia is working their way. Caballero, Sumang, and Manzo has been pressuring and scoring as well.
Jun Manzo getting the pass there, galing kay Roy Sumang. And then the steal here. Sumang getting the interception, leaning in, creating contact, using that separation to get the 2 points. 11 na lang ang lamang dito ng Quezon Huskers. Hold on to your seats, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back. Up next on the schedule of the Abra Weavers, that's going to be quite the schedule para sa kanila. The South Cotabato Warriors on July 19. A week after that, they will be playing Parañaque at the Olivares College Gym. And on August 3, it's going to be a home game para sa kanila. They will be matched up against the Iloilo United Royals. Abra will also actually have another home game in August on the 24th. So dalawa magiging home game nila sa 1 ng Agosto. 18-8 ang ating tala this quarter in favor of the Weavers. Jodel Fuentes, one of the best closers here in the league. The best closer certainly para dito sa Quezon Huskers. Actually, can't tell between him and LJ Gonzalez.
Oh yes.
No?
And the problem is they are in one team.
Yun na nga eh. Sorry, I can't say he's the best. So two of the best closers of the league are in the Quezon Huskers. Yun na lang.
And right on cue, gets that basket right away off the one-on-one against JLC.
Oh, pamatay sunog doon para sa Quezon. Abunda will come back in para kay Cyrus Torres. Gab Banal din, papasok muli para dito sa kupunan ng Quezon. 16 on the shot clock here for the Weavers. 2 minutes and 25 seconds. This is still very much possible. They need a basket here. The Weavers have fought back from 28 points down. Cañete draws the foul, an opportunity to get points on the line with the clock stop.
Mike Cañete might be undersized, but he knows how to move on that post, knows how to use the spin, has a fadeaway, and just so deadly when he gets to a good position down low. And once again, he gets a foul of Simon Sandagon.
Important free throws here para dito kay Mike Cañete. Abra as a squad haven't been actually doing pretty well from the free throw line in this game. That's a good sign. 15 points now in the game para kay Mike Cañete. More importantly, bringing this lead back down to 12 points, 89 to 77. 2 for 2 para kay Mike Cañete. 89 to 78. Banal inbounds to Gonzalez. Backcourt pressure here para dito sa Abra. Abra on a 10-2 run. That dangerous pass almost picked off there by Keanu Caballero.
That actually slipped off the hands of Judel Fuentes.
Gonzalez gets a step on Keanu. Blocked on top. Access denied. We now enter the twilight zone. Our final 2 minutes of the game brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX.
Oh, there can be a review here.
Yeah, we're under 2
We're
minutes.
under 2 minutes.
And Abra and Coach Young Garcia, Coach Denok Miranda, they will be using this to try and huddle up and try to see what they can do defensively here or offensively if they do get the call in their favor. Tingnan natin yung last play na yun. 89 to 78. You know, as long as they continue to get stops and make baskets, we could be in for a treat here in the end game.
If they can cut it to single digits, this is going to be very crucial.
Oh, the RoboCop, Alvin Ting, in attendance here at the Philoil Egg Oil Center together with Mrs. Ting. Good sized crowd for our Saturday triple header dito sa San Juan City. Our hometown Knights will be facing Quezon City Toda Action right after this one. The destroyer Rudy Distrito, our security head, alongside our commissioner Captain Maribel Kenneth Duremdes and Operations Chief Emerson Oreta. Wow!
That's big. That's big.
The Abra Weavers will be getting possession here. Tingnan natin ang nangyari doon.
Off the drive. Bumalik. Bumalik sa kamay ni LJ.
Big call right here in favor of the Weavers. Can they make a basket again? Sumang puts on the brakes, puts it up, 2 points, 89 to 80.
And we have a ball game right here.
Gonzalez quickly into their front court.
Quezon needs to slow down. They have a 9-point lead here.
Abundo back to LJ. Manzo right in front of him. Now it's JLC defending Gonzalez. LJ steps back, three-pointer, short. Oh, Alvin Abundo getting the offensive rebound. Abundo gives it up. Coach Young saying no need to foul. Gonzalez gets by Sumang. What a cut! Oh, Sandagon had bad intentions. That could have been part of our highlight reel for days to come. Check that last play out. What a slot cut there. Actually, no, a cut coming from the opposite baseline, almost coming from Simon Sandagon.
But look at the trust being given by the coaches para dito kay LJ Gonzalez. Saying, everybody, go out. This is LJ Gonzalez time.
However, these free throws or this missed free throw will not help itong Quezon Huskers in trying to preserve this advantage. 1 out of 2 para kay Simon Sandagon. 90-80. Caballero. Cañete wants it badly against a smaller Fuentes. Cañete goes hard. Gets the 2 points.
It's a good find by Keanu Caballero on that pick and roll. There was a switch. So obvious advantage para dito kay Mike Cañete.
90-82. A minute exactly remaining here in this game.
No space para dito kay LJ Gonzalez to get that basketball. So Gab Banal was forced to give an errant pass there. But there will be a review here, so let's see.
Wow, what a turn of events here in the final few minutes of this game. There you see Congressman Mayor J.B. Bernos, the team owner of the Abra Weavers. Of course, we do welcome the entry of one of the newest franchises here sa Liga ng Bawat Pilipino. And after the review, our referees say it's Abra basketball. So the breaks of the game so far going in their favor here, Juanito.
So watch this again. No space to operate. So halos handoff na ang maibigay ni Gab Banal there.
Top look, couldn't really tell on that replay.
Checked if it hit JLC, but very clean there. So let's see if they can get a basket here.
Exactly a minute to go. 60 seconds ang natitira sa laro na to. Manzo, the fake. Cañete now against Fuentes. Cañete, sidestep, loses it. Clemente goes up, gets fouled, and gets the 2 points. Goodness!
This is a ball game. A 2-possession lead para dito sa Quezon Huskers. And all of a sudden, Abra just turning things around. Do they have enough time here to make a comeback?
What a meltdown this has been for the Quezon Huskers. Up by as much as 28 points in this game. Abra has never led. Stern look right there on the face of Congressman Mayor J.B. Bernos. He wouldn't be happy if this job won't be finished by his Weavers. This will all come to waste. What a time to get your first basket, your first 3 points of the game, and the lead back down to 5 points, 90-85. Dangerous pass there, received by LJ Gonzalez. 27-11 ang ating tala sa quarter na to. Gonzalez taking his time. 37 seconds left. 6 on the shot clock. Gonzalez. Cañete stays on the ground. Lagrama puts it up short. Rebound taken by Cañete. Oh no, what a turnover. Sorry, mistake by Keanu Caballero.
He was excited for the run. That is a mistake usually when you look forward too much. Wala pa sa'yo yung bola. Look at that miss. They already had the advantage right there. All white shirts were running. Could have been a 4 versus 3. Keanu just got too excited. Sorry, turnover para din sa Weavers.
Timeout called here on the floor. 26 seconds remaining. Coach Eric Gonzalez, Coach Yong Garcia trying to map out final schemes for this ensuing possession. Wow, what has gone wrong for the Quezon Huskers? But bago natin na sagutin yan, Juanito, let's present our Suzuki Muscular and Sporty fans of the game. Just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with the Muscular and Sporty scooter from Suzuki. The Avenus, oras na para magmotor.
The energy just changed. The energy just changed. They were not as aggressive. They did not have the same flow here in the fourth quarter, and Abra took advantage of that.
$90-85, down by as much as 28 points in this game. What a comeback it has been para dito sa Abra Weavers. Can they finish the job here? However, it's going to be Quezon basketball after that turnover by Keanu Caballero.
Only 14 on the shot clock of Quezon here. So time will be left on the clock of Abra if Quezon decides to finish all 14.
Both teams in the penalty. No foul yet here by Abra. Gonzalez goes into the lane. Gab Banal. Could this be the dagger? No. That was short. Clemente with the rebound. Manzo on the run. Manzo leaves it. JLC for 3. No! Ball sails out of bounds. Sumang tried to save it.
That could have been huge. That was a good shot attempt coming from JLC. A good find coming from June Manzo. Just not a make para dito kay John Lloyd Clemente. But that could have been huge.
Wow. This has certainly been one of the best fourth quarters, at least this season. Nobody was expecting Abra to make this huge of a comeback, or actually, Toscano Caballero pala yung nakalaban doon ni LJ Gonzalez, hindi pala si Roy Sumang. And anyway, 7 seconds remaining. 90-85. Banal has it. I think that's gonna be it.
Quezon will escape. Quezon will escape.
Another close encounter. They may have blown out the Abra Weavers for a majority of the game, but the last half of that fourth quarter, or actually
The second half.
belonged to the Abra Weavers.
A good adjustment coming from Coach Yong and Coach Denok. Not a good start coming from these Abra Weavers, but they knew what they did wrong, and you gotta give props to them for being able to adjust in the second half. But in the end of the game, it's still the Quezon Huskers who will be going home with a victory, and well deserving of the player of the game honors is Gab Banal. 11 points, 8 rebounds, 3 out of 5. And more importantly, getting the win right here. He actually got his 1,000 point here in today's ball game. So congratulations as well dito kay Gab Banal for getting 1,000 points here in the MPBL.
Oh, Gab Banal also one of the 5 players in double figures for the Huskers in this game. Our best player of this game is brought to you by Manny Pacquiao's MPBL. Our final score, 90-85, brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX. Let's go courtside. Our best player of the game is with Gianna Llanes.
I am here with Gab Banal of the Quezon Huskers. He had 11 points and 8 rebounds, and he is our Manny Pacquiao's MPBL best player of the game. Gab, during the last few minutes when Abra was catching up, ano yung pinag-usapan nyo para mas secure pa rin yung panalo?
First of all, I want to give the glory to God, for it's a milestone achievement. Of course, I couldn't make it without my teammates, the whole Quezon community, and of course, Bacoor City Strikers community. To answer your question, we just stayed composed. Composed lang kami. Alam naman natin na ang lakas ng Abra yung team na yan, and it's a learning experience for us. We were up, I think, 20 plus entering the fourth. They started pressing. Buti na lang composed kami. So, yun lang.
And Gab, you did mention it. So previously, you were hailed as MVP in this league. Now you are the 39th player in the MPBL to reach 1,000 points. This is your comeback season here in the MPBL. So gaano ka kasaya to be experiencing your comeback season with the Quezon Huskers?
I want to thank Senator Manny Pacquiao and the whole MPBL community and the organizers. Hindi ako yung player na ngayon kung hindi dahil sa MPBL. So malaki yung pasalamat ko sa MPBL. So yun, ang sarap ng feeling bumalik sa MPBL, malapit sa tao. Syempre, hindi lang sarili mo nire-represent mo. Ako, nire-represent ko yung buong Quezon community. So masarap sa pakiramdam.
And Gab, you also actually come from a basketball family, so I'm sure your family is extremely proud of you right now, as well as all of the supporters of the Quezon Huskers. Pasalamatan mo naman lahat ng sumusuporta sa'yo.
I want to thank Gov Helen Tan, Boss RD, Kong Mike, Doc Keith Tan, Mayor Ralph Lim, Malik. I want to say hi to my parents who are in Spain, my family, and to my girlfriend, Pia.
Congratulations once again to the 39th player in the MPBL to reach 1,000 points. Gab Banal, our Manny Pacquiao's MPBL best player of the game. Back to you, Javi and Juanito.
Maraming salamat, G. Congratulations again to Gab for not only getting the win but also being the 39th player to reach the 1,000 points milestone dito sa ating liga. Up next, we have the San Juan Knights defending their home floor once again against the Quezon City Toda Action Party List. Thank you so much for joining us in this second game. Keep it locked in here on the Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.